overcoming the tremendous difficulty of enduring 23 years in prison for a crime she did not commit. Tyra now works at the Ohio Justice and Policy Center, transforming lives. I say to each and every one of the graduates, your requirement is to transform lives, to make a difference. It's our mission. Make art, make a difference. What better way to begin your successful careers as creative game changers than to introduce Tyra Patterson as our 2020 commencement speaker. Thank you, Tyra.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, and it is quite an honor to be here. Congratulations to all of the graduates that is here today and those before us. Congratulations to your families and everyone who has played a role into you getting here. Thank you to President Joe Garridola and for extending this honor to me. I appreciate you. Thank you to Paige Williams, who is also quarantining in a car to keep us safe, and the professors and instructors who have poured into the graduates. I have so much love and admiration for all of you because you had a goal and you accomplished it. Many of you had to overcome big obstacles, but you did it. You may have followed different paths, but you are here today because of your grit. Please take some time to reflect on your accomplishments. I am so humbled to be your commencement speaker, but I have to admit my imposter syndrome kicked in. I dropped out of school in elementary when I was only 11 years old. I went to prison not knowing how to read or write. What could I say to such an accomplished group of people? I'm good at a few things, but I don't consider myself an expert at anything. But there is one thing I know better than almost anyone, and that is to never give up. In 1994, I was wrongfully convicted of aggravated murder and 5 counts of aggravated robbery. I was sentenced to 43 years to life. Those were some of the darkest times of my life, but also some of the best. I met people who are now my family. Prison was my education, and I found my voice for advocacy. I made a conscious decision to not become a product of my environment. I had to decide whether I was going to be a thermometer and mirror what was around me, or was I going to be a thermostat and change its environment? I had to decide those at a very young age. One of the biggest debates is, do our lives unfold as a culmination of destiny or fate? Both destiny and fate sound very predetermined, but upon further examination, there are stark differences. Fate feels very passive. It feels like we go through the emotions and allow what happens to us just happen to us. It provides us comfort, sometimes because it aromatizes being resolved in whatever takes place. Accepting fate isn't healthy. You don't have to be loyal to a nightmare that wasn't your fault. Destiny takes on a much different attitude. It's more about the choices we make. It's understanding your purpose and moving in that direction. It doesn't mean we won't face challenges. Encountering problems is Encountering problems is inevitable. However, being defeated is optional. I know that you have some of the most amazing professors at the Art Academy, but hardship and struggle will become your best teacher. Some of the most difficult roads leads to the most beautiful destinations. One of the things we must avoid is comparing our journeys to someone else's. Comparison is always the thief of joy. There will always be someone who has the job that you may think that you deserve. There will always be someone whose work is more celebrated. The key will always be to love yourself and what you have accomplished. When you look at a piece of art and you're standing too close, you can't see it. It's only when you step back that you can take it all in. When challenges are over, you have a chance to internalize. And you'll realize that you are a better person for going through everything that you had to go through. You may even reach a point where you are grateful for the things that didn't work out the way you thought they would. One of the worst things in this world is to experience hardship or tribulation and come out the same person. That means you went through it for nothing. While grades are important, they don't determine your level of intellect and empathy. Whether you graduated with a high GPA or struggled with your grades, none of that matters because you are here with a clean slate. They can't take that from you. They can't take away your degree. They can't take away your relationships and the skills that you have acquired. But the hard work is just the beginning. People typically ask graduates to go out and accomplish their goals and make the world a better place. While that still remains true, I have a different ask. Today, in 2020, the plea is for you to be a bit different. In a time of segregation, both mandated and self-imposed, we need for you to be emboldened and change the world. Not just be better in it, but to change the world. We need artists unlike ever before. Gentrification, wage gaps, fear and policy inequity have created huge division. Cincinnati is one of the most segregated cities in our country. Segregation breeds isolation. Isolation breeds marginalization. Artists can play a meaningful role in elevating the people in the margins and people who have been ignored. Don't be afraid to challenge assumptions being made about institutions and individuals. Harmful narratives are created and maintained because no one dared to take their issue with premise. That's why creatives are crucial to examining social issues. A lot of injustice is perpetuated for no other reason than they've always done it this way. Art has a way of speaking uninterrupted truth to power. As artists, we have to use our gifts to eliminate struggle in a way that enlightens the world. Our work can bridge a constructive conversation that builds understanding. That's what art does. We are desperate for art that speaks to shared human conditions. I'm not here to tell you what to create or what kind of creator you should be. You shouldn't be asking who is going to allow you to do something. The real question is, who is going to stop you? Who is going to stop you? But note, none of these things will happen unless you give yourself grace. We are compassionate and empathetic towards everyone except ourselves. You are going to make mistakes. You are going to make mistakes. Be patient with yourself. Forgive yourselves for the times you had to grow. When we know better, we do better. It's difficult to gain peace in a world when you don't have peace within. Many of us are carrying around this bag of rejection because things didn't go quite the way we wanted them to. You have to let it go. When we hear the word no, it's hard to accept, of course. But no doesn't mean never. Sometimes it means not right now. Or there is something bigger waiting for you. Hearing no and stopping is accepting fate. Hearing no, but keep on going is an issue of destiny. Things worth having will not come easy. Be persistent and unafraid to learn by trying. If there was a silver lining in me spending more than half of my life in prison, it's that I don't have the same of what everyone else has, the possibilities. I'm not burdened by the sense of reality as everyone else. I'm not set in my ways because the world hasn't infringed on my sense of possibilities either. Because of my imposter syndrome, I don't feel like I know enough or I've been around long enough to fit in these type of spaces. There are 3 things that help me feel like I belong. First, it is making sure that I focus on positive things. And I'm not trying to oversimplify, but thinking about the things that I have done that are positive keeps me going. Second, I am not afraid to change the rules. The rules were written by people in privileged spaces who didn't necessarily account for people like me or even people like you. Third, I had to rewire my brain around what it means to fail. Failure can be the best thing that can happen to you. But you can't stay there. You have to adapt and try again. If a company is making a ton of money, but it treats its employees poorly, that company is a failure. If I give a speech and no one applauds, but someone in the back found something that I said was useful, that's success. If I designed a beautiful exhibit and everyone is talking about how amazing and beautiful it is, but if someone is wheelchair bound and can't get to that art exhibit, that is a failure. Success and failure aren't mutually exclusive. They are different sides of the same coin. You can argue that you can't have one without the other. I'll leave that up to you all. We've been socialized to believe that success is getting a certain job or living in a certain neighborhood, but it's either. Success is getting up after we have failed. It's about our journey and who we've helped along the way. The great philosopher, Tupac Shakur, said, sometimes we will have to plant seeds for trees that we will never sit under. You will make incredible contributions to the world, but everyone won't see it right away. Keep working. Even when the path isn't clear, keep working. Clarity isn't something that will be handed to you. Keep working. Even when someone tells you that your idea isn't good enough, keep working. As creators, it's on all of us to continue to work and question the intent and content of our work. What we are given to the world and why are we given it? Always question it to make the best decisions. The completion of this phase in your life will open new doors. Don't build a resume full of empty job titles and bullet points on a piece of paper. Use your career to develop your purpose. There will be new rooms to navigate and new spaces to explore. The talent and intellect you have means that many of you will be sitting on boards and in C-level positions. Just remember the famous words of Peter Parker's Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. There will be times when you will need to leverage your privilege to make the rooms feel comfortable and look comfortable. My question to you graduates are, will you do it? Just keep in mind that it's not your responsibility to save anyone. When you are trying to be someone's savior, it becomes more about you and less about the person. Instead, work as though our liberations are tied together, because they are. When I do better, you do better. When you're unsure about the right thing, I ask that you all err on the side of justice. Remember, through everything, be kind. Be kind. Be kind. Be kind. Because kindness will open doors that education won't. Congratulations to the class of 2020. Thank you.
Oh man, can you believe that? And listen, there's no better person to join the 2020 class of the Art Academy of Cincinnati than Tyra Patterson. So with that, by the honor vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Ohio Board of Education, we grant to Tyra Patterson the 2020 Creative Perseverance Award and the Bachelor of Fine Arts degree.
I guess I'm a part of you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God.